How you doing, YouTube? This is Gunnery Sergeant 67 bringing you another YouTube video. Today's YouTube video is going to be over things to do following EMP. Alright, YouTube, so in modern times we have a lot of things going on, and we have the issues going on in the Middle East. We have the issues going on in Asia with Russia and Ukraine. We have a lot of new technology that is emerging on the field of battle that can cause localized or national-wide power outages. So today's video is going to give you a snapshot into my mind on what I will be doing and what, in my opinion, should happen. The things that you should do following an EMP event. So the very first thing that you should do following an EMP is determine if an EMP actually took place. And this is pretty easy. You check your cell phones, you check your vehicle, you check your computer, your TV, your radio, your microwave, anything electronic to see if it's operating. And if you go through that whole gamut and the majority of those things are inoperable, chances are an EMP event has probably taken place. Next, the next thing you should do following an EMP is, if an EMP actually took place, don't panic. When you panic, you waste valuable time. You spin your emotions up, and it's going to take that much more time to calm yourself down and to start thinking rationally. So the event has taken place. And the only thing that you can do, the only thing that you have control over, is what you do from that point on. So don't panic. The third thing to do following an EMP is to reach a safe place and get home. And the reason why I just don't say get home is because when you look at warfare, and mind you, I'm a retired Marine. I spent 21 years in the Marine Corps. In warfare, if I'm attacking an enemy, I want to go ahead and ensure that I take as much capability away from them to mount a counter strike against my first strike as I possibly can. So, and it's very uncomfortable to talk to, but if an EMP goes off, and it's a man-made piece of equipment that caused the EMP, the chances of a nuclear exchange is there. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to peddle doom and gloom, but there is a chance that following some type of man-made EMP event, that there could be some type of explosions that take place. So this is why I say, reach a safe space. Me personally, I'm going to sit down there and try to get into a basement, some type of underground parking garage, some type of building that is heavily fortified, concrete, rebar, things like that. And I'm going to wait probably about an hour. After that hour time frame has passed, then I'm going to go ahead and grab my get home bag, and I'm beating feet to get home. Also, hopefully you've made a family plan with the rest of your family on how to get home, or for where to go for them, so you can come pick them up and get everybody home. Securing your family and yourselves is the #1 priority. And again, like I just said a little bit ago, this is where your get home bag plays a massive role. So if you don't got a get home bag, go ahead and build one. I've got a video on my channel that talks about my get home bag and the things that in my opinion, you should put in it. Go watch it. The next thing to do following an EMP is to prepare to deal with fires. During the Carrington event in September of 1859, the Carrington event was a solar flare. It wound up catching telegraph lines on fire and actually shocked telegraph workers at their workstation. Power lines, transformers, home breaker boxes will possibly overload and create fires. Ensure that you have fire extinguishers on hand to put these potential fires in your home out, and try to be aware of any local major fires that could force you and your family to bug out. The next thing to do following an EMP is resist the temptation to pull out EMP protective devices. Things like solar generators, radio, GPS, any optics, drones, etc. Have a sacrificial EMP protected radio so you can get information, if there is any, as fast as possible about what is happening so you can go ahead and adjust as required. The next thing to do following an EMP event is collect as much water as possible. Due to the water pumps in your local water tower being destroyed during the EMP, there won't be any way for the water towers to be refilled. So fill every spare container that you have with water while the water towers still have water. Like a container like the water brick I have right here, rain barrels, water bobs or aquapod kits just like what I have right in front of me, buckets, and any other container you can spare. Additionally, set up rain catchment stations if you can. The next thing to do following an EMP is to implement a food storage usage strategy. Eat your most perishable foods in your refrigerator first, like your milks, your cheeses, your lunch meats. Then eat all of your more stable, perishable foods next, like your fresh fruits, your fresh vegetables, breads. All of the food in your freezer could potentially last about 48 hours, give or take. But once you open the freezer doors, that time drastically decreases. So only open the freezer when you're ready to cook, consume, preserve, or pickle that food. If you have a portable 12-volt refrigerator, like my IceCo JP42, and a solar generator, then you definitely have a force multiplier in stretching out your food supply. And that last step, you really don't have to worry about. Next, you should consume all your non-refrigerator, shelf-stable foods not packaged for long-term storage, like your beans, your rice, your pastas, your crackers, your flour, your peanut butter, things like that. Lastly, consume your canned foods, foods stored for long-term that are like in Mylar bags that are in 5-gallon buckets, like rice and beans and lentils and rolled oats. And then the very last bit of food you should be consuming are what you have in front of you: freeze-dry foods, MRE'S, and canned goods. The next thing to do following EMP is organize your other supplies. Know what you have and make sure you know where everything is located in case you have to utilize them quickly. Like, where are your first aid kits in case someone gets injured? Where are your fire extinguishers in case of a fire? Where are your lights? Where is your firearm in case of an unwanted visitor? The next thing to do following an EMP is make a plan on how you will utilize finite resources, such as propane, butane, kerosene, and batteries. For me, propane and butane will be utilized for cooking. Batteries will be utilized for security-related tasks, like for my flashlights, firearms optics, and portable motion detectors. The next thing to do following an EMP is organize and situate your bug-out bags. This is in case evacuation becomes necessary due to roving gangs, riots, fires, lack of resources in your area, or natural disasters within your area. The next thing to do following an EMP is implement a strict security plan of action. Because once the majority of people figure out that the grid is not coming back up anytime soon, and that resupply of resources like food, water, and medication will not be happening anymore, civil unrest is going to start to take hold in your community. Individuals that do not have the resources they need to survive will be aggressively looking to secure those resources. If they need to take them from someone else, then they will. Fortunately, there's quite a few things you can do to minimize your chances of becoming a victim. Firearms and ammunition are the first things that come to mind when you talk about security. These are extremely important things to have, but you also need to ensure that you minimize the chances of putting yourself into the situation that you will require to utilize those firearms and ammunition. This can be accomplished by avoiding other people from seeing light coming from your house at night. This can also be accomplished by putting up some type of blackout curtains. Next, ensure that you avoid running loud equipment like gasoline generators or power tools. Again, if you have resources that other people know about, they'll take note and try to take it from you. If you have a solar generator and solar panels, when you set them up, keep them out of sight in something like a fenced-in backyard. Avoid cooking outside due to the smell of cooking food travels, which will alert hungry people that you have food. Also, improve the physical security of your home. Door reinforcement kits, barricade brackets, and impact window film, as well as motion sensors to alert you to uninvited guests. And in my opinion, one of the last things to do following an EMP is to implement a waste disposal and hygiene plan. Due to waste treatment plants being offline, it's just a matter of time before all that sewage starts to backflow. And the only place that sewage can backflow is into people's homes, which will make people's homes become uninhabitable. Avoid this by plugging up your main sewage line so that raw sewage does not seep through back into your house. Make a latrine area, whether it is a simple hole in the ground or a toilet bucket that has a garbage bag in it and some sawdust or cat litter, far enough away from any freshwater resources. All right, YouTube, this is just a quick assessment of the things, in my opinion, to do following an EMP. And each person, how they go about doing some of these things is going to be predicated off of a lot of things. Where you live, what time of the year is it? Is it winter? Is it summer? Do you live in a cold place? Do you live in a hot place? Do you live in the desert? Do you live near the ocean? What the natural disasters in your area are. All of these things are going to kind of affect how you implement the steps that you need to take to follow after an EMP. And in my area, these are the things that I will be doing if an EMP ever transpires. All right, YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. If you like my content, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know if I forgot anything. Let me know what your plan is following an EMP. All right, YouTube, this is Gunner Resort 67. I'm out.